Good morning, everybody. Mitch Keeley back with you again with another thought from the throne. I am studying through the Bible, and at the present time I'm in 2 Samuel, studying the life of David. Among the many things that David is well known for is his sin with Bathsheba. One day David was walking on the roof of his house, and he looked over the side, and he saw a woman bathing herself, and she was very beautiful. And long story short is he arranged to have her husband killed in battle so that he could have her. And of course, this was not cool with God, and ultimately he had to confess his sin. And Bathsheba was pregnant, and God says, as part of your punishment is the child will die. David, he fasted and prayed about this to see if God would change his mind. And this is what I found interesting, is that David knew God sufficiently to know that even when God has pronounced judgment, that there is mercy with God. And so he fasted and prayed for 7 days, it says. He lay on the ground and sought the Lord for the life of the child. The child died, and when he was told, he got up, washed himself, changed his clothes, and ordered breakfast. And everybody thought, well, that was a very strange behavior. He should be grieving now that this child has died. And his response was, who can tell whether God will be gracious to me and that the child should live? We're in 2 Samuel chapter 12 and verse 22. He knew that God can sometimes be made to change his mind. And so he was seeking to prevail on God to change his mind. God didn't change his mind. The child did die. But I want to point out that two things here, maybe three, that even though he sinned a very bad sin, yet David knew that God had forgiven him, and that there was room in God to change his mind. Although God didn't change his mind and the child did dying, God did end up blessing David. And here's what happened, is that Bathsheba, the woman with whom he sinned, bore another child who was Solomon. And Solomon ended up becoming the next king, and was probably the greatest king. I mean, this was Israel's golden age, is during the reign of Solomon. David had other sons who were older, and therefore, according to lines of succession, were more rightly to be appointed king, and yet God chose Solomon to be the king. So this is ultimately an amazing story of the grace of God. And for someone who knew that God can be made to change his mind, he went and sought for mercy. And although God didn't give him what he asked, yet God blessed him. And here's the point, is that God is pleased when we seek him. God is pleased when we ask. We may not get what we want, but that's not the point. The point is pleasing God, seeking him, and humbling ourselves before him. Maybe you feel that you've really screwed up in your life, and we all have. And yet, whatever it is that we've done or we feel we've done, there's mercy with him. There's forgiveness with him. And what he wants is for us to seek him. There are consequences to our mistakes, to our sins. And sometimes those consequences can be mitigated. Sometimes God will relieve us and not give us the punishment that is due. Yet sometimes things will still happen as a result. But God has forgiven, and he wants us to seek him, and he will bless you. It may not be in the form that you initially wanted, but he is pleased with your seeking him, and he will bless you. So let that be my parting word, is always trust God. He's merciful. He will bless you if you seek him and continue just to humble yourself for him. So until next time, Mitch Keeley signing off, 10-4. God bless you.